Hello, don't mention the cross stitch. I know, and I haven't done it. I'm still that far from the end. Quite regularly, I think, at the end of the workday today, I will sit down and finish off that cross stitch. I've got so little left to do on the back stitch before it's done. I just need to sit down and do it. I have 87,000 reasons why I haven't done it. None of those reasons are any good. I just haven't got to it. And I think about it, and one day I'm going to do it, and then I won't have anything to think about. So where will I be then? I will be thinking about a new cross-stitch project, because I have a few that I want to get going with, but I'm not letting myself start a new one until I have finished the toucans. So at some point in the future, I will hold up the toucans, and we will all rejoice. In the meantime, I have weaving to talk about. So this one's had its wet finish, and I'm really pleased with how the texture has fallen on this one, because it looks intentional. Do you see how it looks like I lined it up? I didn't, complete fluke. But, you know, looking intentional is half the battle. Love the colours in it. I was hoping that the wet finish would soften the nylon a little bit. So nylon tends to be very, very soft, and it's often used in those fluffy yarns that have a coating on them to sort of make them fluffy. Probably didn't need to describe what I meant there, but that's often nylon because it is so soft. This is not a soft nylon. It's not scratchy or anything like that. It's just a little bit coarser. And I was hoping that it would soften, and it didn't. And there's not really much I can do about that because it is a synthetic. If it was something like wool that was a little bit too firm or scratchy, I could just use a hair conditioner. Give it a good soak in hair conditioner, and that softens everything up. Sometimes works with synthetics, sometimes doesn't. So, I mean, I can give it a red hot go, but it might not do anything. So that is, I'm going to call that finished, even though it's not quite as soft as I would have liked it. It is a little drapier than it was when it came off the loom, which is what the wet finish often does. So I'm pleased with the drape. I'm pleased with the texture. I'm ambivalent about the softness of it. Now, not last week, because I didn't do a video last week, I don't think. Last week before last is the other way of saying that, I had this one on the loom, and this one came off the loom last night. So, you know, I've been productive in the sense that I haven't been productive. So this is the Bendigo Woolen Mills Classic 8-ply. I was going to tell you the colour. I can't remember the name of the colour. It is green with the Patterns Sierra Chunky weft. And this needs a wet finish. It's just a plain weave. You may remember, if you saw the last video, that I had the weft here on a long shuttle, even though I was using the little loom, so that I didn't have to do any joins. And what actually happened was that I had enough on the long shuttle to do the whole thing. So there's no joins in here, which I'm happy about because they would be obvious and I would be sad. I mean, I'm not that sad, I'd get over it. So I really like this little band of orange here. So that just needs a wet finish, nice quickish. It would have been quicker had I sat down to do it. Nice quickish weave. That just needs a wet finish. Of course it needs its fringes twisted also. And hopefully that will come out quite well. I think that will soften. There will be bloom, there will be soften, there will be drape, and I can do the drape dance for you. But I really like how these colours sit against the green. I think that was an okay choice. We'll find out how I feel about it when everything's bloomed and shrunk. So I do have something on the little loom that went onto the little loom today. Because I got this off the little loom and then spent a lot of time staring at yarn, which is what I tend to do when I've taken something off the loom. I think I had 7 things in a list that I had planned to do and I can't remember any of them, or I don't feel like doing any of them. And I've got this brilliant yarn that I don't know what to do with because it's a very particular colour that doesn't seem to go with anything else. Like, I cannot find something that it matches. I'll find something eventually, but for now I've just got this beautiful, it's sort of a yellowy green or a greeny yellow, whichever way you want to look at it. Not relevant to what I'm doing now, which I've got on the little loom, which is just over there. So I'm going to go and grab that and show it to you because I can describe it to you. I'm very good with words, but it will be easier if I just show it to you. So excuse me. So, hello, hi, I'm back again. This one has been planned for a while and I've actually decided to just do it rather than think about doing it. This warp is left over from a Hobie, I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's Cotton Kings. It's a cake, so it's like round and flat at the top and bottom. And the one that I was using, I think, was black to grey. I think it was Cotton Kings. It was one of their cotton cakes anyway. And that's just been sitting around in the stash. And then when I was looking at Hobie for my last ever Hobie order, because they broke up with Australia because they don't love us anymore, this yarn was sitting there on sale, and I thought that would go really well with that cotton as a warp. What I was not expecting from this yarn, I'm going to show you again. You can see there that it is multiple shades of grey, but on the website, and indeed on the ball, which I'm going to smoothly pull out of my pocket professionally, and if I keep talking at you like this, you won't even, there we go, won't even notice that I'm flailing. A lot more green in it than a lot more green in the ball than there actually is in reality, and I don't know how that's working. I suspect the green has been spun to the outside, and then the core is mostly grey. So I'm not complaining, but I was hoping for a little bit more green in this. It's fine as it is. I mean, it's a nice soft neutral sort of a scarf. So there is a tiny bit of green here at the very beginning, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you. Can you see if I put my finger there? There we go. Just in there's a little bit of green, and there's a little bit of green. Hold that up better than that. Apparently not. A little bit of green still on the shuttle. That's the very end of a full shuttle though. So not as much green as I was hoping for. The other thing is that this would normally be on at least a 10 dent and maybe even a 12.5 dent, which would be a finer heddle so that the threads would be closer together. I've put it in a 7.5 because I want a little bit more space. I want this to be a little bit light and airy looking. It's going to be a lightweight situation anyway. I say situation, I mean scarf. I don't know. I haven't really had that much coffee today, so I don't have an excuse for this nonsense. But yes, I wanted it a little bit more spaced out so that it would be a little bit more of an open weave. So I'm trying to keep a light touch on the weft there. It's coming along. It's coming along quite quickly, actually, considering this is a fine yarn, and I did only warp it up this morning. And the yarn itself has a really nice texture. If I hold that up, you might be able to see. I can't see the viewfinder very well because it's a bit bright out here, but there's sort of a slub texture. A slub is just when the yarn is spun, but then they loosen off the spin a little bit so that you get like little slubs, lumps, fluffy lumps. We'll go with fluffy lumps. Now, this yarn that is, I shouldn't have put back in my pocket because I want to talk about it. It's coming out again. Here we go. This is Rococo Linen Multi. Rococo? Yeah, Rococo. And it's one of those yarns that has linen in it, so they're calling it a linen yarn. Technically correct, it's not pure linen. It's cotton and viscose and linen, about a third of each. So there is linen in here, it's just not predominantly linen. But I suppose that's catchier than Rococo cotton viscose linen. It's really nice, it's soft, it's lovely to handle, it's weaving up beautifully. And if Hobie still loved me, I'd probably order more, but they don't. They don't love me at all. It's very sad. That is all I have for you this week, and I need to track down my chickens. I've got another chicken. I told you a few weeks ago that Tilly Chook unfortunately was taken by a fox. So while I'm out recording, I have the chickens out, and there's Millie, because they need an adult with them. And due to a lack of applications, I'm the adult. And I don't know where Beans is. Beans is very young. She's very timid. I'll try and get some footage of her. She's so little, she hasn't grown her comb yet, and it's a bit adorable, but she is still a little bit shy. But she did try and eat my knees yesterday, so she's coming out of her shell. That is all I have for you this week. No more chicken discussion. This is not a chicken channel. Yet. Give me time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your week. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.